sucker.
CM Punk took the L in Chicago twice, essentially in one match, but officially once. He did take his first loss to MJF. What did you? I don't know if you saw the match, but what did you think of that?
I think I saw some of it. It wasn't bad or anything like that. You know what, MJF, man, I don't know, working with CM Punk definitely brought his game up a whole lot from a guy who I just thought was a talker. He actually showed me his in-ring prowess where he had everything working for him. And I was like, wow, this is pretty good. CM Punk there again may have been the puppet master as far as being able to pull that off, taking him out there and to have a match like that. It always takes two to tango. Someone else is going to always make you look better than you ever could have made yourself look. And I don't know if that's what the case was, but it was a good match. And I did like the payoff for, MJF, the distraction, and that's all it really was a distraction. Boom, the ring, 1, 2, 3. How simple was that? How simple? It was very, very simple. It didn't have to have any frills to it or anything. It worked. Now, there again, I thought my way would have been a little bit better.
Yeah, I mean, I think that doing it on television. Now, the weird thing about it, though, was I think this was, as far as AEW storylines go, one of the biggest ones that they have built up over a long period of time with, aside from maybe Sting and Chris Jericho, their most recognizable mainstream name in CM Punk. And it drew the lowest rating of the TBS era. What can you attribute that to?
Man, that TBS, right?
TBS.
Yeah. I mean, they got a long way to go. All right, I'm not going to sit here. I say AEW definitely they got something. They got a good feel. They got the fans definitely seem like they're off into it. But when you look in the audience, you don't see any kids at all. Okay, that's one thing you don't see, and you don't see a whole lot of women. Just look at the audience. So they got a lot of building that they're going to have to do in order to be able to, stretch that audience out and really be able to cater to everybody, not just the people that want to watch, a thumbtack match or something like that, or somebody just jump off something. They definitely going to have to widen their appeal to not just that. I don't know. I wouldn't call it hardcore audience, but somewhat.
Yeah, I think that it is weird to me that it did such a lackluster number, because it was actually one of the matches that been promoted in recent AEW memory where I was like, I got to watch this. Like, I got to see what they do in this match. Like, I want to know how this is going to end. So for me, it drew me to watch the show. When normally I might just watch it on a replay, but as soon as we finished our show, it's like, oh, let me go check this MJF match out. Like, I was excited to see it.
Well, I think the only reason I caught it was the actual main event.
Yes, they didn't start with it.
That's the only reason I caught it. I didn't see any of the show, and then I was flipping through the channels, and then boom, I happened to see it, and then let me check this out, and I started watching it. That's what happened. And there again, I stayed with it. I watched it just to see exactly how it was going to turn out. And then there again, I started watching it, and I was like, man, this MJF, man, he's got some talent. But there again, taking nothing away from CM Punk. Sometimes it takes a general to be able to take you out there and make you your best. So definitely those guys, they did some good work together. And the payoff for me, I could buy that.
Now, the question is, though, do you stick with the story or do you just move on? Like, do you rematch it and let Punk get his win back, or do you do a rematch at all and see if MJF wins again, or do you just transition out of it? It looks like Punk can go to Wardlow and MJF can start working toward, a TNT title or a world title program.
Well, I think there's always room to circle back and do something with it. I really don't know where you go with this, because just because I think it's been built up to the payoff, but I don't think it's been built up to go anywhere further than that. I could be wrong, but I just don't feel like this is a feud for me that I need to see a whole lot more of. you dig it, sucker?